Hi, I'm Van Wallach talking to you from Katona, New York. Today I'm going to be talking about limits. That's been on my mind as we seem to be moving in fits and starts into another phase of the pandemic response. For the months of March, April, and May, we've had social and economic collapse, and now in kind of very painful steps, we're starting to think about a recovery of some kind, or at least the start of a reconfiguration that'll help people get back to work, get back out into life. And I'm starting to think about the idea of limits for society and for myself. What made me start thinking about that was a survey I took this morning sent out by a group called the Theater Development Fund, which provides tickets to cultural events. And it was a survey of people to ask about what factors would get them to return to cultural events, be it theater, live music, it's opera, etc. And it really made me stop and think about what would make me feel comfortable or uncomfortable about going back in public. Like everybody else, I've been in quarantine, I'm blessed, and I mean that in the true sense of the word, to be able to work at home, so I'm not commuting, didn't have much of a disruption in my life. So I crave being back out doing things. So the questions had to do with social distancing, cleansing. Was it an outdoor event? Was it an indoor event? Number of people there. And I had to really think and be honest with myself that what would get me to go do things. And doing something like a museum or art gallery, I would feel very comfortable with that if the safeguards were in place. The degree of uncertainty grew, I found, with the confinement of the venue and the number of people in there. Going to, say, a music performance with maybe 50 people, theater, okay, I could do that. Going to a hot, sweaty music place with 1,000 people, oh, don't think I'm going to do that. So that was thought-provoking because it's like playing roulette and your life is the bet. How far will you go? It's the same kind of question that people consider when going to reopen the economy, which is something that I see as very much a positive, but how do we do it? How do we do it safely? What risks are you willing to take to redo that, get back into it? I recently also had an opportunity to at least think about going to New York City to see a friend of mine from Texas who was there doing healthcare work. And we could meet in her hotel in Times Square, go to a restaurant in the area. And first I was enthusiastic, but then people reminded me that I'm not making decisions just for myself these days in life, but for the people around me, some of which are elderly and have healthcare issues, put them in a high-risk group. What are the odds that I would get infected, would need to quarantine? Would other people around me need to be quarantined? I don't know, but it's a cascade of risks that now infuse kind of every decision once you leave the house. My significant other and I are going to a wedding in upstate New York in a month. Joyful occasion, very happy about that. And we were making plans on where to stay. And we looked at Airbnbs and bed and breakfast. And it's not just convenience, it's not just the venues, the place, how comfortable and stylish it is. It's who are the hosts? Is there a shared bathroom? Are there common areas? Are there other people staying in rooms adjacent to us? What are they like? It's like a whole set of conversations and deliberations that had been kind of minor in the past, but now they're enormous. So these are all very much open questions. I don't have any answers, and I'm working it out kind of every time I leave the house. But I have noticed that we've reached a stage in the pandemic where we have our survival bags that we carry with them. I have mine here, take it out for walks, going to keep it in the car. And we've now reached the stage of the pandemic where we can think a little bit about options and fashion as part of these survival bags. So I've got a gray mask, I've got a camo mask, and now I have a mask on order with a design made by my nephew. Shameless plug for Tyler Wallach, ace graphic designer. Got a friend here who wanted to come say hello. So I've got my mask, I've got my issues I got to think about. You do too. And I guess it's like if life gives you lemons, then after a certain point, you just got to make masks with lemons on them to get through the day. So that's it from Katona. Stay safe and stay free. Thank you.